which is a new thing that with Draw Something. It's a really popular app that's on the iPhone. But he's been doing it at bars where you just go and you just hang out with a bunch of people and you all just get drunk and draw at the same time. And now they have it citywide where like these guys just like meet up and like these artists and they just sit there and meet each other and then they hang out and start drawing shit.
And they draw on an iPhone? Or,
no.
The iPhone's just an app to get them together?
No, but with the popularity of that's something that he's been doing. What I was saying is that there's a popular app right now that you're pretty much playing Windows or Draw with each other, and that's so big right now. But he's been doing it. Yeah, was that pretty lame?
Pretty lame.
You know, it's just it's so buggy. It doesn't seem like they're finished with it.
It's not even that.
Sure,
it's like 8 words on there. Like,
yeah, I know.
It's like 8 words.
I'm confused.
Right.
So he's organized something where they get together and they draw.
Yeah, so there's a lot of cities that are doing this where you go to like these bars. You just hang. His name's Dan. He's Urban Barbarian at Twitter. And it's called Drink or Draw, and it's just cool. You just hang out and get drunk and meet people and you draw. And sometimes you have like little missions and stuff. I'm not really sure how it works. I haven't done it yet.
So everybody goes to a bar and they just bring paper.
Yeah.
And they just start drawing.
Yeah, and they start drawing, and it's really cool. If you go to his Twitter page, he has a bunch of shit. Like here, let me show you something he's done, like a Batman drawing that he's done. It's going to blow your mind that like how good.
It sounds like it would be hard to find so many people that are really into drawing to get together at a bar.
Right.
Are there that many people that good at it?
Yeah, drawing is hard, man.
Well, it's gotten so big that it's actually, it's in multiple cities now. It's actually catching on pretty big with the
It's like cartooning karaoke or something.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny. That's a really good way of putting it.
Here's his website. Check out this drawing he just did the other day at Drink or Draw of The Dark Knight,
Yeah, that's some shit I did when I was 15.
It's crazy.
I used to do that kind of shit.
Yeah, imagine doing that, getting drunk. Well, you're obviously not going to do it, but...
I would do it. I still draw, dude. I just draw a lot. That's pretty good. He's very good, obviously.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, if I was into comic book art, if I was like really into drawing, it'd be a fun fucking thing to do, I'm sure. A lot of people find going out and just hanging out with people, that's pretty cool. A lot of people find going out and going to bars, like, oftentimes, is pretty fucking boring.
And this guy's a huge fan of the Joe Rogan podcast. He was a big fan. He was so happy to be here at the studio.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
He's a big MMA fan. But we had him and MC Chris on the show. It's going to be released next day or two, and it's probably called something like The Warp Zone or Muff Set or something.
Tell your boy he needs to get at me, too.
Oh, yeah.
What is that? What's that one image that you were just showing? The one down, right? Yeah, right there. You said the first. Yeah, what is that?
This is, let's see.
Urban Barbarian. It's got like a liquor bottle that says Urban Barbarian.
No, that's his Twitter name. He just tagged it. But he does. If you go to his website, here's one he did of Mad Men. He's done a lot of video game covers. He's also done like a lot of different random things, also like movie posters and shit like that.
He's talented as fuck.
Yeah.
I used to love comic books, man, but I've tried getting into them as an adult for whatever reason.
Well, I tell you, The Walking Dead one's pretty fucking good.
That's what I hear. I don't know. I can't get myself to the store to buy it. You know what I did though? I did get an app on. I wonder if I can get The Walking Dead on my iPad.
You can.
Can you?
That's how I read it. But I got. By the way, I got the new iPad.
Me now.
Got the new iPad 3 over here.
Did you? How dare you? What are you doing with that? You're fucking making a lot of sound there.
Because I wanted the 4G hotspot. And what's crazy is that I did a speed test on it, and it was actually faster than the $120 internet that I have here at the studio. The speed was quicker on my iPad than it was.
How's that possible?
Like a charter business grade internet. I don't know.
Who is your
I got the Verizon
iPad.
Yeah, the Verizon one. So right now I'm on LTE network is what it says on there. And I have a digital hotspot, and now I can have all my shit on that. Of course, you're paying for the bandwidth, so they don't have like a limited.
Right.
It's amazing how little bandwidth you can actually use. I got a 4G video upstream. It's not a
huge difference because this is like overheating a lot of a big load all the time, and
what happened? Stopped working.
Just stopped working. And
5.4 on it.
Man, I'm a killer on the iPhone.
Oh, fingernail. He thought I was an ass.
Maybe not that big, but I really think that
that's through the roof.
You Android users, and it was a toilet with a bunch of gold fixtures. That was pretty funny.
A toilet with a bunch of gold fixtures?
Yeah, here's a toilet with a bunch of gold fixtures for all you Android users.
I don't get it.
Android's a toilet with a bunch of gold fixtures.
Oh, I see.
I thought it was funny. It's not, I rock an iPhone because I like the lenses my buddy invented.
Oh yeah, show him this. He was showing me this, and I'm going to freak the fuck out. I need to get one of these.
A friend of mine's father apparently invented this thing called iPro lens. This case starts with a case and has this like handle that you can kind of make it to almost a steady cam kind of thing.
What?
And you just screw in there, but then there's a wide angle and a fisheye lens.
Built into the handle. You can pull
out.
That is.
Like there's two of them. Take my word for it. You just pull it off, you snap it on, and then you got a crazy fisheye lens.
Yeah, we're taking pictures earlier with it, and it's perfect. Like the quality lenses, actually. I always saw those, but I didn't think it would actually.
Well, Be Real had one of those.
It's his buddy's dad. It's a mutual friend of ours. Like basically,
you got the Lux model with the handle and shit.
Yeah, I don't have the handle. He probably just doesn't use it. Like I'm always on the camera running around doing and stuff for Instagram.
You're addicted to Instagram or
I
something.
love it.
I just signed up today.
Keeps me out of trouble, man.
Yeah, just today signed up.
Doing all kinds of edits.
Instagram.
OG Everlast on both Twitter and Instagram. Come holler at me.
Joe Rogan Experience on Instagram as of today.
Here's the question.
Your picture, by the way, the first photo I ever uploaded on Instagram, the one I took today.
Oh, is that right?
In the studio, goddamn history was.
Well, you need to attach my name to that.
I need to attach it.
OG
I
Everlast.
don't know how to use Instagram yet.
In the comments, just put at OG Everlast.
I'm a noob.
I just don't understand.
And then I'll
what the
follow
deal
you
is.
right back. I'll be able
I
to
think I
follow
did
you.
put that actually in the comments. I think I said
For the Twitter?
Yeah, for Twitter. Do I have to do it?
on both? No, it'll show
it'll
on both. Because my name's out on both.
Oh, there you go. Well, then it happened. It already went down. All right, you want to do one more song? Get the fuck out of
We
here.
could do one more song, man.
Let's do one more song.
If we ain't boring your people too much.
Please.
All right, this is Sky.
I'm saying 8-cylinder over 10-cylinder, but yeah, if you wanted to, there's a company that puts a supercharger on the 8 and makes it more powerful than the V10. And it doesn't cost that much, and it's safe, and they know what the fuck they're doing.
I
They've been
just
doing it for
like
a long
the way, like
time.
you're saying, when it way growl.
So it's one of the newer. I think there's like a physiological thing that happens when you hear like a strong engine. I think there's something happening to your body. It makes you actually feel good. You know?
It's like an animal growling.
Yeah. I think it probably produces testosterone. Yeah.
45. Hitting
40,
corners.
yes, it's called actually enjoy that car more. But they started to put superchargers. It's amazing.
That's like a spaceship, man. When
Well,
I saw it, I was like, man, that's a badass
store, and without goosebumps, and even if you don't drive it fast, like you
in
can.
that car. And they know they'd rather be in that car than the. It's a beast. They sound over 100 horsepower. It's crazy. It's fun. I mean, I won't lie.
Well, when you think about technology and you think about how much things have progressed, one of the best ways to look at it is cars. Because cars today, you get like they have cars. Wrap your head around the fact that 1, 2, 3, you're going 60 fucking miles an hour. That's an insane car for a regular person to be able to buy, and they're making them better every year. Every year, it's faster every year. They got this Germany. They have this course called the Nürburgring. It's like the one that they benchmark a lot of performance cars on because there's all these turns and twists. So it gives a real accurate representation of how fast you could drive with this car in the real world. And those motherfuckers go around it with insane speed. There's videos of them online. I'll watch them for hours on end. I'll watch like, here's a Ferrari.
Most of my summer in Europe, so I could come with you.
I can do it with the chill. They'll have the sky in 10 years. That's what they said. Surveillance drones. What are you doing, asshole? You're going 150 fucking miles an hour. Especially if you're.
I don't put it.
Anyway, the movement that's happening in cities and in areas, they've got activities all the time. Without them, so as technology gets better, they're gonna have shit everywhere. A lot more cat videos.
Yeah.
Your cats do a lot of wacky shit. Like
They originally thought like these cats just did nothing but like murder animals, squirrels.
But one time I was feed a butt. If you were Jim, and I was like, no, that was some
tightrope all the way up to the top.
chests of children and sucked them.
Oh, it's so scary, man.
Claim your first wild card for free. There's up to $50 million worth of prizes up for grabs with 1 in 4 win a share of up to $50 million. The official daily fantasy.
Today's program, most down slat and
Or fuck you.
I try to keep them out of the room so they go in there and knock shit over. They'll knock shit over and run around the the hallway. They're fucking with him, and he's realizing it. He's like, oh my god, I'm living with a bunch of cunts.
Cats are crazy, man.
Jealous little twats.
I would get a cat like if I lived like in the hills or something, and I had so I keep a cat like an indoor cat.
Those are bad. Those are bad news.
For sake of keeping off any rodents and whatnot.
You shouldn't fuck with indoor cats for the simple reason of parasites.
An outdoor cat. I'll give them a little
all
dish.
outdoor or all indoor. But
I would have them if they served a
scary.
purpose. Like that's just strictly a pet for me. I'm a dog guy. I've always been a dog guy.
Well, parasite. It's affected a massive amount of Europe, massive amount of South America.
I'm not even hip.
It's all toxoplasma. It's they're just discovering it within the last few years, and one of the things that they're discovering is that it leads to a disproportionate amount of motorcycle victims. So they think it affects your judgment, and it also they said there's a lot of soccer teams like really successful soccer teams come from countries where they test with high levels of toxoplasma because it makes you reckless. It makes Men Online is a fascinating article. What happens is the rat gets it, and when the rat gets it, it is like M. Night Shyamalan. So 1 million people are affected by it in this country alone. Behavior.
Wow.
It's fucking nuts. There's a guy named Sapolsky. I gotta get him on this podcast. I have to talk to him about this if he ever has free time. But he's a professor, and he specializes in it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And he's the one who he has a great video.
Toxoplasma?
Toxoplasma gondii.
I'm a Leo.
Well, isn't that weird? Piss. The piss of its murderer.
Mm-hmm.
Could you
spit on you or transfer?
And it holds. Go over there, please.
You smell that?
It's almost
smells like cats. To throw itself on a roasting grill.
Oh yeah, it's like a cat. How many videos are there of cats doing hilarious shit with their bodies? You can watch those. My daughter watches those for hours.
Cats might be aliens, dude.
They might be.
I think they're robot. I think they're technology.
Well, I just think they're super killers. I think that nature needs cleanup. And in order to make sure that the limping fucks don't make it, there's cats. That's really what it is. And they're there. The little ones. What the fuck was that?
See, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, it's so silly. They're nature's cleanup, man. That's what her cat is seeing.
Oh,
In your house. It's gross. It's
Yeah.
fucking nasty. Well, like what?
that's
Seriously?
so dangerous for you. Like I was watching, just thousands, just all the time.
Isn't that weird?
I just things out things like that because I give it time, so it's like I'm real.
Or that get through adversity, or that
I had to. So it was like the perfect storm of like, you know, that was a result of, like I said.
that song with Neil in it, man. There was a lot going on.
I just like, you know, my accountant said, you know, my new accountants that I broke even, like that everything was paid, all my debts, my medical bills, everything was paid, and you know, now I've gone over the story a little bit last time. I'd written a song and I had it, but like Whitey Ford Sings Blues was done. So I'm playing Saturday Night Live. We're doing like the day before rehearsal or something, and somebody comes in the room and is like, "Yo, Carlos Santana's in the building. He's looking for you." And I was like, "Get the fuck out of here, guys! Shut up!" And like literally like 30 seconds later, Carlos Santana walks in the room.
Wow.
And the guy who produced that song with me, Don J. Ross, had taken the liberty. He heard they were looking for songs. He took the liberty of sending them the song, and Santana fell in love with the song. It was the way I understand it, and the way the story's told to me, is it was the first song chosen for that whole project. So it was cool. It was an honor, you know. It was like I got this song, and I was gonna save it for my second record, but it was like it just seemed like an opportunity that I should take.
Fuck yeah, man. Just be right next to Carlos motherfucking Santana.
And I mean, like, you know, and he was adamantly, I'm not gonna say the word beg because it implies like some kind of,
But
you
he
know,
really wanted to be involved.
he wanted that song for his record. He was like, "Yo, I want this song for my record." And it was almost like I can't take no for an answer. How do I, you know? He
Right.
basically let me know. He was being real cool about letting me know how much he wanted that song. And then you're buttered up by Santana, so it's like, yeah, all right, we could do this.
Carlos Santana, who has like made it through better than that guy? He's made it through better than any of them. If you think about all the people from his era and generation, they're all dead, and he's still relevant.
He's
You know?
managed to stick around.
Fuck yeah, stick around and still blow it out, man. His music is
Now he's
still.
married to the Cindy Blackman, that remember that drummer used to be in Lenny Kravitz's band, chick with the big
Oh,
fro.
really?
Yeah, that's his wife.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
really?
I think she's been drumming with him too. I think she plays for him.
Wow. Yeah, very few people like hit that cool level, like that Carlos Santana level. Like if you don't like Carlos Santana, something's fucking wrong with you, man. You got your own problems. You know, it's not Carlos for sure. You know what I mean? He didn't do that to you, dude. He's just out there playing guitar. Shut the fuck up. So what do you want to play us, man?
Oh, I don't know. I figured I had to bring the guitar because I do look at the Twitter.
Oh, dude, if you don't play, people
If
would
I
go
didn't bring the
crazy.
guitar now I'm gonna ask. if I don't bring
We
the
love
guitar.
talking to you, man.
Oh, but,
But we love talking to you plus your music even more.
I can't even remember. I come here and we talk about like 90 different things, and I'm like, what did I even say on the show, man? I don't even know what I said.
Yeah, well, welcome to us too.
Is there any more joint?
Yeah, there's more.
Let me let's just play something off the new record. I got dope feeling, got cocaine pain, I got a Vicodin itch, I got shift for brains, got a hard luck woman, got a few good friends, got a couple nice hustles that'll get you some ends, got an old man's soul, got a heart of gold, got a brand new shovel, dig me out of this hole, got a whole lot of nothing, I'm ready to give, I need a whole lot of loving, girl, I'm eager to live, it go 1 for money, 2 for show, got a one-trick pony, you can ride her slow, cause she's good to go, when I'm gone for good, I'll be unappreciated and misunderstood, got a brand new bag, got a brand new style, got a brand new baby girl that makes me smile, got a pocket full of money, got a payday swagger, got a 45 pistol, and a switchblade dagger, and I'm holding on with all I got. I see the world keep turning, fires keep burning it down. We're out, holding on with all we got. They're trying to poison all the water, make porn stars from daughters in town. Double ain't in no hurry, my vision is back.
That's beautiful. Yeah, you
That's
can't.
mine.
You got it right for your stomach comes out good. Oh man, that's beautiful to hear.
it's
We
fun.
couldn't
It's
be
been
happier,
fun.
man.
It's been fun.
It's I really appreciate that sound. I think there's something real intimate about an acoustic set that it's. I don't want to say it's better, but it's different. You know.
For me, it's great because everything starts that way.
Yeah.
I sit in a room with this and maybe a drum machine, maybe I'll come up with a beat and a guitar line. But most of the time, it's an acoustic guitar and me.
That's all you need, man. Some of the greatest songs ever.
And when the lights go out, I'll still be able to do it.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. No, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. Oh, I gotta say to Dana DeArmond, I was listening to it. She think I was talking shit about her. We were just joking about what kind of crazy shit your cats must have seen. We like you, baby. We're friends. We're buddies. We love you. We're not talking shit about you. Don't get oversensitive.
That's right.
Isn't this like a comedy-based podcast? I mean, everybody should like that.
Yeah, but people don't like being talked shit about, and she's just sensitive, and she's been on our show a bunch of times. I just wanted her to know, even if I make fun, it's always with love, baby.
You can make fun of me anytime.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
You're too cool, man. It's really tough to find an angle without coming off looking like a dick. You know, when someone's as nice as you.
Yeah, I'm just the edges have been worn off, man, by this point. You know, in my 20s, I was a just raging asshole.
Well, I remember meeting you, you know, whatever many years ago it was, and I was right away. You seemed like just a normal dude, you know. And it's a weird thing when you listen to someone's music and you've known them for so many years. Like I knew who you were when I was barely getting by, you know. And you were playing in my car. I was driving around, jump up, and get down. Yeah. You're in my car and shit. When you know I was in my
we're about to actually
struggle
release
period.
a 20th anniversary.
Really?
Yeah,
oh, that's awesome.
With a bunch of remixes and
acoustic versions.
But you were one of those. Yeah,
that's just not gonna happen because actually the funny thing is I was just doing an acoustic show and it's like this dude started saying jump and I was like I laughed it off at first and then like I realized he was serious. I was like, dude, it ain't happening.
But you know, Dynamite hacked their version of Gin and Juice. That would be kind of cool if you could do it.
Let me tell you something, man.
It'd be cool if somebody else did that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
Jump Around is so goddamn good that I think it's almost like a disservice if you don't do it. Even if you got to bring out more equipment, Jump Around is like you can't follow.
There is no more equipment when I show up on one of these shows. It's me and this, and at most my buddy or another guy on an acoustic guitar.
It's one of my favorite parts about Marcus Davis is a dude who fought in the UFC. He would always come out to Jump Around. When those bagpipes go off in the beginning, oh, goddamn, that was a good jam. That's
it does more. It stays in.
Fuck yeah.
Downloads like I'm amazed. They're like,
oh yeah. Fuck yeah. That's one of the all-time greatest workout songs ever. Ever. If you're lifting weights and you listen to that song, you get an extra rep.
It's paying for that car outside.
Oh, sure.
That's why you need to make an acoustic version for vegans.
For vegans. For vegans who occasionally eat eggs that they find. Vegans aren't even allowed to eat eggs, right?
I don't think so.
No. Isn't that crazy?
It's an embryo.
It's not. It's only an embryo if it's been fertilized. I used to think it was. I used to think that every egg could become a chicken.
Well, it's a potential embryo.
Not even. If they lay them every day. Shit, they lay them every
I eat
day.
the shit out of them. I ain't arguing with you.
I know
I'm
you.
just saying.
But I didn't know that it comes out.
eggs.
Like when it comes out, there's no way it can ever be a baby. Like it is just an egg and it's done. Like even though she laid this egg, that is a useless egg. It will never be a baby chick.
So when is it regular chicks then?
It has to be fertilized. So they have one every day. And when a male chicken comes in and lays some dick to her, then there's a baby in that egg. But until the male chicken does that, she's just laying duds.
So there's no
and then
males
you come along and eat the duds.
So there's no males around, and it's guaranteed.
Just fucking
no
dud
babies.
city. Dud city. Yeah, and you separate them anyway because otherwise they peck each other's fucking eyes out. These cunty little animals.
What's a chicken taste like that's been fertilized? Is it even better? Is there a name for it, like deluxe egg?
No. Well, it's called balut in the Philippines. We used to serve it on Fear Factor, and it was funny because my Filipino
With like a
friends,
halfway baked chiclet.
It's like a duck embryo, and it's cooked. It's a half cooked. Well, it's not like solid cooked, but it's still like gooey inside. But I mean, they're eating the bones. I mean, you can see the little duck. I mean, we served people this, but my Filipino friends are like, "Oh, that's balut. That's my favorite. Why don't you get me on your fucking show, Joe Rogan?"
Isn't that crazy? The funny part would have been if like just randomly that happened where one guy was on the show. He's like, "Oh, my grandma used to make that all the time."
Yeah, we would know.
Oh, horse penis?
Yeah.
Yes.
We would never serve a Filipino person balut, but we served it to a lot of other people. It's hilarious. Like the thing called 100-year-old eggs. It's not really 100 years old, but it's a fermented egg. They dig a hole and they put them in the ground for like weeks or months or some shit like that.
Ugh.
The eggs turn black and they have like a jelly, sort of a weird texture to them. They're fucking disgusting. But people pay money for them. Like it's an expensive delicacy somewhere.
Yeah. That's what I call tampons that girls forget about. You know, sometimes they push like a tampon in too far. I call it a balut pon. It's like some girls are like, I had it in me for 4 days and started to smell raw.
What?
I'm like,
Kind
that's
of fucking girls are you hanging out with? You gotta clean these girls up, man. These girls are lost. They just leave it. They've given up on
4
life.
days? You forgot something was inside you for 4 days?
I was dating this girl a long time ago, and I was fingering her, and I pulled out a piece of her tampon that she didn't know was in there.
Right.
And she totally freaked
happens
out.
a lot.
She was so embarrassed. She's like, I'm so embarrassed. I'm like, why would you be embarrassed? I'm like, you have to put stuff in there, so something got stuck and you didn't know. Why is that embarrassing? I don't understand why that's
Not
embarrassing.
everybody's as evolved as you, Joe.
I was only 21. I was not involved back then.
You sounded pretty evolved.
Well,
That's how you reacted. At 20, I might have been like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Where'd this come from?
I don't know, baby. I thought I cleaned it good for you, baby. I thought you cleaned it good
Just because,
for me.
like, at 21, you're like, what the heck? I mean, I probably would have been a little weirded out by
Really?
that. Yeah. Was it, just clean, or was it, like,
Yeah,
bloody?
she had pulled it out. No, it was clean. She had apparently pulled it out and left a piece of it in there. It broke off, which it's really dangerous for women.
Yeah, toxic shock.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that. I guess it's like
It's bad, whatever it is. That's 4 days of leaving a tampon up in you.
You
That's
gotta think.
In 2.3 miles, turn right on Zor Road.
get you there.
Brian.
Tell your friend.
What are you hanging out with, Brian?
Word.
The fuck is wrong
It's all
with
them
people in
junior
your
high
life,
school
man?
girls.
All right, look, it was Dana Diarmond. It was just Dana Diarmond.
Poor Dana.
Just kidding. It wasn't Dana Diarmond.
Dana's a really nice person. I don't care what she does for a living. She's always been a very pleasant person to be around.
I know.
You know, people say like, "Oh, you're just trying to fuck her." No one's trying to fuck her. We're all friends with her.
No,
she's
she's
a nice
a
person.
great person.
She's a really nice person, and she's funny. She's
Yep.
a funny chick.
I love her.
So she likes doing gangbangs. Whatevs.
I missed
You
doing a
know?
podcast with her.
That ain't my life. Why don't you guys do a podcast anymore?
We're just so horrible. Like we'll be like, hey, let's do one today. I'm like, okay, who should we have on? And then we both just space out, and we're just really bad. We work weird together. We're very spacey, both of us.
You just shut each other off. You cancel each other off. Yeah, well, you're doing too much anyway, man. You're all fucking stressed out.
Yeah.
You gotta chill out.
I've chilled out.
Listen to some Everlast music.
I've listened to his album more than I think any CD I've ever had ever. Because it's always in my car, and it's always a go-to CD because it's good. There's a lot of good songs on it. I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. I'm being honest.
sir.
No, it's beautiful, man. What else you got for us?
I got one here. I'll play. It's off my last album, which actually I started this thing last week, and I might have approached it wrong because I was kind of angry when I did. Sony ATV Music Group or something on Twitter. You can find it on my timeline. These guys, like, I have an album that I put out in 2008 that's not on iTunes for nobody knows the reason why. Nobody, and it's like I'm trying to get these dudes' attention right now. They put this album up. It's called Love War and the Ghost Party 4. It's like I did an independent like deal with one of these publishing people, and it's been kind of like.
How come it's not up?
We gotta push this and get this up.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit.
It's also the album that has my Folsom Prison cover on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's purely a red. It's not even red tape. It's like just motherfuckers just ain't aware. So like last week I tweeted like, hey everybody, tweet these assholes about my record. It needs to be on iTunes, and like apparently people got pretty nasty quickly.
Really? Yeah. Well,
But I got a response from somebody at the company saying. At first they were like, "Oh, that's real professional," and I wrote them back like, "Real professional." I was like, "You guys like are fucking me right now because you don't have a record of mine up that I put out, 4 years ago." And then they got back to me, so I'm saying respectfully request these people to get my record up
Yeah,
on
no
iTunes.
shit, man. That's fucked up.
Because there's one person in there apparently working on my behalf. I can't remember their name. So we have an undercover operative in the operation at the moment. But
So what is it? Just incompetence? Is it?
Well, we
not
live
focused on it?
by a Tribe Called Quest industry rule 4080, which is record company machine.
It's just is what it is.
That's what it is. So
It's dying.
it's the industry.
It's a dying.
I'm gonna get the record up, but this song's from it. And this song I originally wrote when I saw like imagery of like kids in Palestine throwing rocks at Israeli armored cars. And, it's kind of just was like explored the mentality of the oppressed and how far you will let yourself be oppressed. And I started to come to the conclusion the song's about a lot more than just that. Though it's about kind of like what could be going on here. So it's called Stone in My Hand. We'll start a new crusade, we'll start a holy war. Don't need no orders, don't need no plan. Don't need nothing but stones in my hand.
stop your bombs, kill our fathers, kill our moms, kill our brothers and our sisters.
In half a mile, turn right on Zor Road.
You know what I mean? No, I need to get it in my car on the way home, man. I need to figure out how to get it on my phone and get it in my car. I'm gonna have to download that shit. I can't get it off iTunes. That pisses me off. That bothers me.
I mean, it's a different version of it. Red Out Parts.
Damn, that was good.
It's fine.
Whew.
It's really me.
That's what I'm talking about. That has...
Turn right on Zor Road.
That's everything. It's not easy. It's very, the way you played it, a very unusual sound for it.
I beat it up like a drum, man. That's kind of...
In 2.4 miles, turn right on Row Road.
It's like I was learning. I was taught.
I was learning.
I was learning how to strum the guitar. But like to treat this hand like a drummer, like that's a down, that's the hug, that's the kick and the snare, kind of way my mind works.
Yeah, when you were in the middle of the, I don't know any musical terms, but when you were really going at it, man, it was like, it was both a drum and it was almost like there was a beat to it, as well as, you know, hearing the actual sound of the chords. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Words are beautiful. It's so inspiring, man. I have no musical talent at all, so I always say this, like, music to me is like magic. Like, you're doing magic. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're making all this crazy, awesome noise. You know, I mean, it is, to me, it's like, I'm so musically retarded. It is like a form of magic. It's so inspirational. It's awesome.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. Another one?
I'll play another. I'll play as many as y'all want, man. People are always nice. There's another one off that record. I'll just keep it in that theme. Pickup truck, got my gun, I got teas, whiskey and pills. I know I'm kind of fun, 'cause I'm my father's son. Got a hole in my heart I can't fill. Turn off the parking lights, down by the river's edge. This is my darkest night, girl. You're swimming in my head. It happens all the time. I blow it every time. People change with time. Call me anytime, girl. I miss you oh so often. What's been said is done. It's my only option. I'll be anyone.
In half a mile, turn right.
Out on the interstate, I play my radio, and I confess to all my sins. Been driving 7 hours, still got 3 to go. It always ends where it begins. You got your broken wings, I got my sewn up heart. Girl, all these fucked up things.
Turn right on Row Road.
Oddly enough, other than a reference to him, it's not that much about him, but except for the feeling in it, you know, he creates things that are just about fucking everything up, you know, every day.
Is that when you write?
In 4.3 miles, turn right on Pelham Drive.
I do that a lot. Do you like write things that are not necessarily about what you're saying?
Yeah, a lot of times you don't want to, like, you know, I mean, you'll lay out I'm sure it's the same even within comedy writing. You'll lay out a certain amount of yourself within something, and use it in in context to make it something else.
Right.
It'll become, because the emotion is what we go after. You're going,
right.
It's all about emotion. So it's like you want to tap into an emotion. It's like I want to recreate that emotion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to use a piece of it to do it, but you don't want to necessarily.
Yeah, you're trying to tap into it.
Yeah.
It's a crazy thing that music can do, man. Music is such a weird feeling. It does to you, like really like changes the way your whole body feels. Like you tingle and shit.
I'm really stoned too. I feel like I'm hypnotized or something right now.
You think somebody can talk you into something right
I don't
now?
know. Let's change the subject.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things about cannabis and the connection with music. You really, I hate being that person that go, dude, you gotta try it. But if it wasn't for weed, I think I would be missing out on a lot of the levels of enjoyment that are possible. Because there's some levels of enjoyment when you're high, and one of them is listening to the music. When you're high and you listen to like Comfortably Numb, you hit some old school Pink Floyd when you're high, and you hear all the subtle nuances to the song that you never recognized before. Yeah. It overcomes you in a wave.
So it's what I like to refer to as the highest common denominator. It's like when we all hit that intelligent moment of like, not to, there's a lot of music that caters straightly to bass nature and bass.
Yeah.
And there's that music that like really inspires to do what we're talking about, like find that emotion, find that thing, and really accurately describe it somehow, where the next person says, "Fuck me too."
Yeah.
Damn, how did you know that about me? How did you know how to say that about me? Like when you do that in a song or a joke, half the reason the real belly laughs come from motherfuckers who are like, "Oh, I know exactly what he's talking about," and he's so fucking right about it.
When you hit some certain lyrics, and people just go, "Oh, that's my fucking song. That's my song. He's playing my song." There's certain songs that become your song, man. Like you just want to hear them. They give you a feeling. I mean, I can remember being a kid, like right out of high school. And I was at a friend of mine's house, and he was having a little backyard party. Everybody was laughing. Everybody's having a good time. It was like life had not gotten too complicated yet. I was still like only 18. And Sweet Home Alabama came on. He had a little boom box, and don't, that fucking song. Oh man, it was. Oh, right away it was like we were smiling and laughing and drinking beers and talking shit. And that song will always, whatever. I don't know what it is. It sounds good. That song will always. Big wheels keep on turning.
I don't know the whole song.
Don't carry me away.
Something like that. I don't know.
That was a great goddamn song. That's an all-time classic.
I used to do one for Snoop. That was
Sweet home California, where the Crips they all wear blue.
It's fun.
That's awesome.
That's hilarious. Yeah, this
You hang out with Snoop a lot?
I mean, I wouldn't say a lot because lives are lives, and he's like that one of them dudes. That's just he's like Dana White, man. I'm gonna fucking wake up in a different place every fucking day of his life. You know what I mean? Like I can't. I mean, I love traveling and working.
Yeah.
There's a limit, dude. I gotta be home.
Yes.
I gotta drive my car once in a while. Hit the Olive Bar like I'm talking about. Y'all know the Olive Bar.
No, the Olive Bar. Right? We've already discussed this with him. Stop being stupid.
At the Ralph's.
Yeah, Ralph's
Olive
nice
Bar. Or Gelson's sometimes has a nice one. Whole Foods too. Yes,
they have the bright green olives that you rarely
I'm all about it. With the pits.
With the pits.
Olives are disgusting.
What the fuck? To you. How about a little respect?
I can't get into them. It tastes like black licorice vegetables.
Yeah, I love it. Sounds good. Give me more. Good for you. Hard to grow too. Some places where they really didn't have much nutrients. They're growing these stupid olives. Olives that grow on the side of a dirty hill with no rain.
Gas all the people in Greece.
Yeah, and then you have to like treat them before you eat them. Unless you're a dog. My dogs eat them right off the fucking ground. They're constantly eating olives. I'm like, you creepy bitches. And then they get diarrhea. Now you know.
That doesn't happen to me.
Dogs eating olives?
No, diarrhea.
When you eat olives?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like some shit on the ground. When a dog eats olives that they found on the ground, you're not supposed to do that.
What gives you diarrhea?
You got a problem with
what
the digestive tract, son.
Is that going to be something you're going to store in the bank for later or something?
Well, he has two questions for you. That's one of them. And the other one is, do you believe in Bigfoot?
I already said who killed Biggie.
Yeah, we already did that one. But do you believe in Bigfoot? Is good.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I just watched an in-depth show on one of these things called, it's like fucking, like about this show on like his History Channel or whatnot. It's all about connecting like the ancient world with like aliens.
Right.
You know what I mean? And one of their
Ancient aliens.
is that what it's called?
Yeah, the History Channel.
And one of them they're trying to say Bigfoot is possibly
Yeah.
some kind of hybrid fucking like hybrid alien
Is it
creature
possible that
dropped here,
Bigfoot
and that he's
means
traveling
alien?
interdimensionally, and that's why we're never catching him because he's moving through portals of time and space that we can't possibly understand.
Well, it could be. Fuck, let's make a show.
Didn't this guy die? The guy who like said he perpetrated the whole Bigfoot thing, and like
Well,
they found all these like casts and things he made to make foots and what?
No,
Am I wrong about that?
Yeah. There's more than one person. First of all, there's been a lot.
But like a
of
big,
people.
I remember a few years ago, a guy died, and they're like, he says everything was a hoax.
Yeah. There's been people that have.
I
done
checked out
hoaxes.
after that episode.
See, there's people that, there have been people that have done hoaxes. There's no question about it. There's been a lot, but if there's not one guy, if there have been hoaxes, there have been hoaxes all over the fucking country and all over the Pacific Northwest. There's a lot of shit in the Pacific Northwest where it's like Monkey Canyon, Ape Creek, Ape Bluffs. It's a lot of ape shit. And one of the reasons is because the Pacific Northwest coast of the United States has a long history of Bigfoot sightings. Is it people are high as fuck and they just see a bear walking on two legs? It's possible. Who the fuck knows? Is it possible that there was a big primate that used to live in the woods? That's possible too, man.
Oh yeah,
That's possible.
I don't say it's impossible. I'm just saying at this point, really, all the technology, iPhones, this, that, and the other, nobody's caught a flick of the dude.
You would think that.
Nobody's
you would
caught
think
a flick,
that. You would
and if they
think
do
that.
catch a flick, it's like fucking.
Yeah.
I just saw something on Yahoo or something just in the last couple of days about a guy who says he caught the best picture ever of the Loch Ness monster,
Yeah,
Really?
and it was like a little kind of spine, and even in the article it says it looks like it was a manatee or something.
Yeah, and if the Loch Ness monster was real, even if it was a real thing, it wouldn't fuck with a great white shark. Great white shark,
In 1,000 feet, turn right.
which is a real thing, is way crazier than this stupid Loch Ness monster. The Loch Ness monster's not killing anybody.
Unless
it's a
dragon.
They had to shut down the beaches in Santa Barbara.
Unless the
You
Loch
see
Ness
the-
is a dragon, Joe. What if the Loch Ness was a dragon that
Oh,
was
if it actually
underwater?
has like fire?
Yeah,
comes out of
like
it?
it's just-
Yeah, but there's no evidence.
Last
that fire.
dragon.
Okay, well, what if it was a unicorn? Okay, but my point is,
Y'all are
I
watching
really
too
have a
much of
point.
that Game of Thrones, man. That's what it seems like to me.